And I'm live, because I was just told. Joe Gleason, that is not me, but that is. Bam. Hello, Joe.
Hello, David. Let me put your name in there.
This is our first day on the job. I apologize. Welcome to our stream here, talking a little sports, Houston sports. Joe Gleason, our sports producer. I'm a sports anchor reporter here at ABC 13. We're going to talk about a lot of things, but the big... Excuse me? I'm in the middle of a show. Can you tell them to be quiet, Joe? The studio audience, goodness gracious, they're behind us. No, we're going to talk a little Texans, Rockets, and just whatever you guys want to talk about. So I'm really looking forward to it. Joe, we were at Texans camp today. I've been there all week long. Today was a hot day. But I think what everybody wants to talk about when you talk about the Texans is, are they going to be any good? Because I think playoff games have been terrible, like really bad. Are they going to be any good, Joe?
Well, I think that as long as they stay healthy, they'll have a shot.
Right.
Will Fuller, Kiki QT, Matt Khalil, all guys that they hope will stay healthy during the course of the season. If they stay healthy, I think they got a shot, but if they don't, it'll be tough.
And I know that sounds like the analysis you've been craving to hear, but that's the truth. Like, really, it all comes down to this team because they've had the talent for years.
Right.
Can they stay healthy? Can they protect Deshaun Watson? There are questions about the head coach and Bill O'Brien, and there should be questions. They've been a very good team in the AFC South, but the questions are about the division itself. Is it a good division? Last year, you could say it was. Jacksonville had a terrible year, but the Colts really turned it on.
Right.
So the division isn't necessarily the problem. What is the problem is, can the Texans protect Deshaun Watson, and can they stop somebody? You know that Romeo Crennel's always got a good defense.
Right.
But the secondary has been an issue.
Secondary might be an issue.
But they brought in some people. Kareem leaves. You have Tyrann Mathieu leave, but they bring in some folks.
Gibson.
Yep, Tashawn Gibson, who I got to talk to today. I'm really going to like him because he's a cheaper, quieter version of Tyrann Mathieu. No disrespect, because I know Tyrann's probably watching. He'll send me a tweet in a minute, because I love dealing with him. He was one of my favorite guys to talk to. He just reads every tweet out there ever. But Tashawn talks a lot, but it's a different style.
Right, it was like a motivating kind of talk. He knew his place. He wasn't going to kind of step out of line. He's had several years in the league, so he understands what it means to be a vet, plus leading and following. Because he's following J-Joe, but he's leading some of the other group. And he had some high remarks to say about Justin Reed, too.
No, he loves, he spoke a lot about Justin Reed. He spoke a lot about Aaron Colvin. Those were the two guys he spent the bulk of his time talking about. And you talked about motivation. Now, I love our new little design here. We can play with it. Look at that. Can you do that at home? Probably not. Well, maybe with your iPad. But what I wanted to go to is motivation, because Let
me bring that up full, David.
You would bring that up full? Because we've got technology here that we don't know how to use. But JJ, who is Mr. Motivation, look at this. Confidence isn't walking into a room and thinking you're better than everyone. It's walking in and not having to compare yourself to anyone at all. That is JJ Watt to a T. Now, I don't know if I believe that quote, to be honest with you, but it seems like every day JJ's got something. He's got either a puppy dog to post, he's posting motivational speeches, or he's tackling people.
This right here inspires me to be my best. So let's try to be our best during this live webcast.
By the way, you can check out ABC 13 to continue with all of our coverage there. Texans in full pads, first day of camp, training camp day 3, and you see JJ and Khalil, speaking of, and JJ over here, and James Harden over there. So
JJ surprised to hit the field with first. He didn't practice today.
Right.
They had him out. Sitting out today. First day of full pads for everybody else.
Let me stop you. Let's keep it real with our audience, right? Do you like Bill O'Brien as the head coach of the Texans? Not do you like him personally to go to dinner and have a drink with. Do you think he's the right guy?
No.
Why?
I just think that there have been too many mistakes made.
Yeah.
And past history. Let's clear those up and let's do better.
See, where I struggle with it is, I like Bill. I don't know, I struggle with it because I think Bill has something. He gets his guys more motivated than anybody when they're down to being 1-4, right? Is there anybody out there that can get a team to the playoffs the way Bill did last year? From that point of view, I love what he brings to the table. I feel like the Texans throughout the years since he's been here have struggled in the beginning of the year.
Right.
What would this team be like if they start off the season 4-1, as opposed to the way we've seen most of his time here in Houston struggling out the gate? Because they can finish well.
Right.
Not in the playoffs. Not at all. But they can finish well. Actually, if Brock Osweiler and Will Fuller connect, then we're having a different discussion.
It'll be a different. Yeah, let's keep.
We don't have Deshaun Watson at that point.
Yeah, DW4. He's going to be on the mark.
But so that's where I struggle with him, is because he has shown that to rally the troops when the season moves on, but not as much. And by the way, we got to talk to this guy today, Deontay Foreman, who I think is going to.
I didn't mean to move you on, Dave.
Oh no, I see how it is, Joe. You're just taking over the show.
So,
look at that. I love this technology. Joe, let's move on to another topic that we had this week. It's been something that every Rockets fan is super excited. It's a polarizing topic because I think there was a group of folks that love CP3. Oh, look at this. The Beard and Brody back together again.
Bring it up full, and then we can pop it up on full screen for everybody back at home here.
The Beard's got a very dark beard. That's a good look. I'm super excited about it because I do think this is the move you had to make. You had to make this move. Like, it's the right move. I just don't know if it's going to win or work. Goodness gracious, Joe, just taking over the show. I can't invite you anywhere, man. Okay, so the show's going crazy right now. But excuse me, guys, I'm in the middle of something. Thank you. Goodness gracious. They get enough press. This is the move you had to make. You had to make it. I just don't know if it's going to work.
You had to do something.
He's the best player to get outside of Kevin Durant, who's injured for God knows how long. But he's a top 5 player, a top 5 scorer. He is besties with James. They've known each other since they were 10 years old. This is the right move. But the right move doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win.
I think it's going to bring more wins. He plays defense. Same questions came up when Chris Paul came over. How's Chris Paul going to get the ball? James dominates the ball. He knows James. They can get along just as long as he and James get along.
Right.
I think we're going to be fine.
Well, who knows? I think it all goes down to, are you winning? Because Chris Paul was a little bit more testy when the Rockets lost to the Warriors, right? And he had some legitimate beef with the way the Rockets were playing. That the offensive structure that has to change, in my opinion, for this team to take another step. You know, the ball stopping during the playoffs doesn't work.
Right.
This guy, I want to do this. This guy right here, he attacks the basket. They need that. Do not force him to be a three-point shooter.
Right.
I mean, let's allow him to attack.
His percentage says that he might not be the best shooter from the outside, so let him do what he does best.
I'm excited about him. And, Joe, while we're at it, we're newscasters, right? Isn't that your favorite story of the day?
I think you were the one that actually pulled that one up for us.
Sorry. I love this story. It's not sports, but let's make it a sport. Officials said woman led officers on a police chase for about 3 minutes, arrested after taking an ambulance for a joyride. I know it's been very popular on social media. I'm not going to say anything about it other than, I'm not surprised by what happened there. But I had to get into that story because it's just my favorite story.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would take an ambulance. Have you ever taken an ambulance on a joyride?
I have never taken an ambulance on a joyride. I don't think I've ever been in an ambulance. So, no, I tried to avoid those. So, ma'am, congratulations to you. We'll keep it with a J.J. Watt inspirational tweet in the background.
Did you see what James
Sure,
had?
Joe, just go ahead and change it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's just change it up here. The Rockets actually tweeted out James in the locker room at the Dynamo.
Oh, Joe.
And he asked, they asked Russ about James being a Dynamo owner and if that was something Russ might think of, and he told us that James might want to learn a little bit more about the beautiful game.
Well, this is what I would love. If Russell can help the Dynamo also, so we have more money, because I'm just talking as a fan at the moment, to spend on a real player, it'd be great. The Dynamo have some nice players, but let's see the payroll going from 27th or whatever it is.
The bottom.
To just say number 14.
Right.
I'll be happy with the 14th one. That, to me, that would be good. All right, so Joe, I've run out of topics to get into because I think these are the two big ones. Astros, obviously, we can talk about them every day. They're great. Jose Altuve, who is shorter than I am for the record, very good baseball player. That's hard-hitting analysis you get right here.
And we'll see when the Astros make a trade for their starting pitcher.
You think they're going to do a starting pitcher or are they going to do a middle relief?
Starting pitcher.
Or both?
Starting pitcher.
I think their middle relief can be good, but this has some problems.
That's for a whole nother show, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to end the show. Do you know how to end it?
Well, let me put your name up first.
They know who I am. You don't have to.
David Nunez.
That's Joe Gleason. I'm out, guys.
Put you out?
I think we're done. I don't know. Just end it.